What's up, everybody? And welcome to one of many Paraverse podcasts of today. Today's going to be an interesting day, guys. Liz is here. Hi, Liz. Much love to Liz. If you guys don't know Liz, welcome to the community. Seriously. Liz is everywhere. I love Liz, love her family. And Liz, I want you to know I appreciate literally the daily messages that you send me of positivity and love. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Mystic Paranormal, what's up, my brother? That's got to be my bro, Paul. What's up, Paul? How you doing? Mm-mm-mm. So, well, welcome everybody. Hope you all are doing well. So this video is gonna. Well, let's back up a little bit. I said this is gonna be the first of many videos today. And I'm not wrong. It's gonna be there's gonna be 4 videos today, including this one. After this show, 6 p.m., you can catch me on the Minnesota Spirit Hunters Spirit Chat or Cast. They'll be doing Pennsylvania today. They're doing a series on all 50 states, and they've asked me to come in and represent Pennsylvania. You can check that out. I'll share it out. I'm excited for that, and I'm honored to be on their show. And then we have the Paraverse Christmas special tonight. That's going to be pushed probably till about 7:30, depending on when I get done with the hunters. And then at 9 p.m. we'll have What the Paranormal, Raymond's show, Raymond's brand new show, What the Paranormal. We got a bunch of newbies coming tonight. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So this video has kind of become somewhat of a tradition, if you will. If you notice in the title, it's titled Death Part 3. I've done 2 previous, and the last one was last year about this time. And I think it's important. I think it's very important to talk about and to discuss, especially this time of year, because obviously we've got a lot of people who are missing family members, myself included, and we miss having them around. So it's a good thing to talk about. Most people don't like to talk about it, but it's me, so you know how this goes. So first of all, I want to say that when I first started in this field, death was something that was intriguing at first. And I always thought, like, I was born Christian, I was raised Christian, I'm a born again Christian. Obviously, as you guys know, I'm an ordained minister, so I knew it wasn't the end. But to me, it was kind of like once you pass, you go to heaven, you go to hell, and like your memories and whatever stay with you. And that's what these hauntings were. They were just basically memories, almost like a residual. And I quickly found out that that was not the case. And death has had a whole new meaning to me. And I've said on some shows before, it's weird being in this field for almost 20 years. I'm almost jealous of these spirits. We as paranormal investigators, for those who aren't in the field, we understand that there is life after death. We've all figured that out. We've had that answer. We know that answer. But at the same token, our question now is what happens? And there's many theories out there, and they're good theories on what happens. And if you sit back and actually think about it, it takes kind of the sting of death away. Yeah, the physical body is not here, but at the same time, your friends, your family, they're still around. They're still with you. And they're just on different fields, plane of existence, whatever happens after death, that's where they're at. And most of, like, I've done a lot of different cases for families throughout the 20 years I've been doing this, or almost 20 years I've been doing this. And, most of the time these family members are just coming back to say they're fine. And that's what I found. A lot of times they're just saying, hey, we're okay. The mourning process is done. We're fine. And when we ignore them, that's when investigators like us get called in. And I'm sure some of you have experienced that as well. But it's really different. It's really different from a paranormal perspective on death. Those of you who may or may not know, 2 years ago, my aunt passed away, and she was really, really involved in my life. She helped raise me, and you know, as much as I mourned her not being here, in a sense, I was jealous of her. I was jealous of her not being here because obviously she has that answer now. What happens, whether heaven, hell, whatever happens, she knows what's happening. She knows. And, I would see things that, and again, I'm not a medium, I'm not a psychic, I don't have any gifts or abilities. But I would see things that would hint that she was still around, that she was still with me, whether it be, it's weird to say, but I think we all know this. It's one of those familiar like smells. Like one of the fondest memories I had was her house growing up. Um, her house always had a certain distinct smell and feeling in it. And I remember after she passed, smelling that. I was in my car, I believe. I was in my car, but I know I wasn't home. And I just smelled and got that feeling like I was back at her house. And I felt, almost her embrace. And, that to me was the sign that, the mourning process is done. Yeah, it's tough, but at the same time, it brings a little comfort knowing that they are okay. The other side of that too is we got to think of it. They don't have to deal with the crap that we deal with. And what I mean by that, taxes, bills, illness, war, poverty, all that stuff that makes life unbearable, the stress and the strain of everyday life, they don't deal with. And that to me is very comforting, knowing that they don't have to go over and deal with that. And my aunt, she was fighting cancer for about, almost 15 years. And even though it was in remission and it started coming back, to me that was a win. She beat that. And it is difficult, but it's not impossible. I know a lot of people think that it's impossible to move on. It's impossible to continue life without a person. But it's really not. It really isn't. And I believe this time of year is very important to remember that. A lot of people recently have lost loved ones. A really good friend of mine, she lost two people within basically 2 days, I want to say. And it was rough. And yeah, it's tough. I'm not going to lie, folks. I think we all know this. When someone passes, hey, Pam, when someone passes, it is very tough. It is very tough. Especially this time of year, with Thanksgiving, with Christmas, the holidays, it's supposed to be a time of celebration. And not having that key person with you hurts. It really does. Glad you're doing this today. Thanks, Pam. I stated earlier in the show, Pam, that, it's become kind of a tradition. So, it's something I haven't spoken about in about a year, so it's good to continue on with it. But thank you, I appreciate that. But it's one of those things to where we've got to take a step back. Whether you're in the paranormal field or not, you got to take a step back and really think, what would this person want me to do? And for me, my aunt would want me to be, me. She'd want me to enjoy it, and honestly, when it comes to the holidays, as hard as it may be, we need to look at it as a celebration. Think about the Christmases, the Thanksgiving, the holidays that we had with these individuals. And thanks, Liz. I appreciate that. Love Liz. And we got to look at it as that is a gift that they've given us. I was just talking about this at 2 a.m. this morning. Aw. I wish I would have known, Pam. I just got home about that time, so I was about ready for that. I had a long day yesterday. But no, we got to look at it as those memories that they gave us were gifts. They gave us those gifts of those holidays or birthdays or whatever, or any interaction. That's their gift to you. And if you really think about it, it's like they're still there. One thing that I do that helps me, and if anybody is dealing with, that struggle this time of year, try it. Christmas Day, everybody celebrates Christmas, or Yule, or whatever. Take a moment and remember those holidays that you spent with that loved one, whether it's friend, family, doesn't matter. And just think about it. Think about the positives. Think about a gag gift that you did. Like, great example, my aunt. My cousins and I don't know how this started, but it was just a fun little tradition that we started. We would go and hang out at her house, and throughout the year, and we would take some things from her house, little trinkets, if you will, to something small, and we would rewrap them and give them to her on Christmas. And every reaction was the same, whether she knew it or not. I don't know. I never figured out if she figured out what we were doing, but she would open it up and go, "Oh, I know exactly where to put this. This is so cute." And we'd say, "Oh, you're going to put it over here." And she, "Well, yeah, how'd you know that was where I was going to put it?" And so that's where we got it from, and it's stuff like that that made the holidays fun. Like, in my family, going over to my aunt's house for Christmas was a big tradition. We'd all meet there. We'd all have a great time. And that's what I started doing. I started thinking about that. And, I started tearing up thinking about it. I'm trying not to right now. But to me, that is the greatest gift. That no money can buy that. No money can buy those memories and those joys that they gave us. And just the fact that they were in our lives should be the biggest and best gift of all. And something else that has been a tradition with the military, but I've also seen a lot of civilian people do it. Set up a place for them at a table or their favorite chair. Mark it off. Set it to them. And set them to the side and make it to where they're still here. They have a spot. And if you aren't in the paranormal field, doing this will help. It'll help. And who knows? They even might be sitting in with you. If it was a recent loss, they might even be sitting with you. They may be sitting in that spot that you have marked off for them. They might. I mean, in the paranormal field, we say anything is possible. So I want people to take away from all this one thing and one thing only. Just because the physical is not here does not mean that individual is gone. They are still around. They may not be your stereotypical haunting, but their memories, their love, their energy will still be with you. And it starts with you. If you believe it, if you want to be, you want them to be there, it's not going to be in the physical, but you will feel their presence by just having them in your mind. And then on top of that, if you have no family, if you have nobody to celebrate the holidays with, come online, reach out. People like Liz, Pam, Mystic Paranormal, Brian John, all of us would. Do you want to come up, Pam? You want to come up and give your thoughts? I'll send you a link. I don't care. But you guys all, I want everybody who's hearing this to understand that you have family and friends who are willing to sit with you and talk with you. That's why I do these shows. That's why I love doing the lives. And I love spending time with you guys, because if I can help at least one person, I've done my job. So Pam wants to join. I love having Pam. I love Pam. Let me send her the link. There you go. Pam, link is en route. There you are. Okay, so there we go. But no, I know the holidays are tough. I know the holidays are tough, folks. They are for me. My family growing up was big on family. We all were together. When my grandmother passed, kind of fell apart. And then when my aunt passed, everything fell apart. So we don't make those memories. But you know what? Life goes on. I still remember those times. I still remember those feelings. I still remember, Christmas Day was always a big event. Like, we had Thanksgivings and we had birthdays and stuff like that, but Christmas was the big one in my family. And I always remember waking up Christmas Day. I'd open my gifts at my house, as we all did. And then we'd go over to my aunt's. And then that was the big thing. That was the big family event. We'd have this huge meal, everything. It was great. And those memories, again, folks, those will get you through. It may not seem like it, but I can guarantee you they're still around. In one way, shape, or form, they are around. They are with you. It may not be, like I said, in the physical sense, but you will know. You will know that they are there. And just even the thought of them, just even having them in your mind and in your heart, that'll manifest. I want to be careful on how I say this, because if you're not in the paranormal field, I don't want you to think that if you think about your loved one that passed, you're going to manifest them and you're going to have like Casper standing in front of you. No. But I am going to say that when you have the thoughts, the feelings, the love, and the passion for those individuals in your mind and in your heart, it's not the same thing, but those memories will be a gift to you and your family this holiday season. I can guarantee you that 100%. And again, nobody should do this alone. And you're not, and I'm not. So here's somebody who I absolutely love and adore. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the lovely Pam. Hey, Pam.
Hi, Matt. I was
How are
so
you?
happy to see that you were doing this. This is so important at this time of year.
100%. And I've done 2 videos on deaths already. And if hi And if anybody watching does go back and watch those videos, I'm going to apologize right now. I didn't have the setup I had. It was terrible, but the message is still important.
Right. Yeah, I just want to say that not only set an empty chair at the table. If you're at church, leave that empty chair next to you at any spot. Not only that, but um, I want to remind people that spirit does not like to be, they like to be acknowledged. They want to be heard. So if you think that they are there, acknowledge them out loud. That is the best thing for them. And when you talk about them, or you have a memory, or a song comes on that reminds you of them, smile.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Smile. Yes.
100%. And, it's funny. I was, I don't know if you caught the part of the show, but like with my aunt, this will be the second Christmas we've had without her. Last year I thought about her. I thought about those experiences I had as a kid, growing up. And like I said, that was the thing. That was the event of the year, Christmas at my aunt's for the whole family.
Yeah.
And, you start to relive those emotions. You start to relive, and really, if you really honestly think about it and honestly bring it up, you will manifest that in your mind, and you'll be there. You'll remember the smells, the sights, the sounds, how people react. Like I can think about, my cousins causing, picking on everybody, all that fun stuff I remember. And
Right.
even though she's not here, those memories still make her alive with me.
Right.
And, that's important. That is very important.
It is. And,
Excuse me.
I know that everybody knows this, but we lost a daughter 10 years ago. And darn it. It's hard. Whether it's a parent, a cousin, an aunt, a friend, it's tough. But once you, it took me 8.5 years to get out of a very dark hole. And so when I did, that's when I realized, wow, I have not given her credit for all the joy she brought us. I didn't mean to come on here and cry.
No, you're fine, Pam. You're fine. It just shows that it is tough. And I said earlier, just even thinking about those, traditions, it really hurts. But, being in this field has taught me a lot. And one of the things that really stands out is each day is a new memory that will be ingrained in my brain and in my life. And good or bad.
Right.
And when it's my time, I hope that, I'm remembered for the positivity. I'm hope I get remembered for the happiness that I bring my family. I'm not just talking just in the paranormal field. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love you all to death as family. I really do. But, I want my daughter to know that, Daddy busted his ass to make sure I was taken care of.
Yeah.
That, I had the best Christmases. I had a lot of fun with him. And, all this stuff. And, this time of year is rough because we don't have that physical being here. But if you remember these these events, these memories, the love, the feelings, everything, it's almost as good as if they're right there with you. And I think that gets missed a lot in the mourning process, whether it's a holiday or not. It doesn't
Right.
matter.
Yeah.
It's just as good. And the paranormal also taught me, and I've even said this, I think you've heard me say this. I'm I'm jealous. I'm jealous of those who have passed on. And
Yeah.
I don't mean I'm just gonna end it, don't get me wrong. So Facebook, YouTube, no.
Yeah.
I'm not going there. What I mean is everybody always had the question, is there life after death? We in the paranormal field have already figured that out. Yes. Something
Right.
else happens after death. And
Right.
they have that answer. So I'm jealous about that, but I'm also jealous that they don't deal with the crap that we deal with on a daily basis. They don't deal with bills. They don't deal with sickness. They don't deal with hatred. They don't deal with the drama. They don't deal with all this crap that we deal with.
Right. But also, I want to point out that when someone passes away, we're not the only ones suffering. They have an adjustment just like we do.
Yep.
They wish that they was here. They don't want to sit in the background and watch. So we need to remember that they are going through the same things that we do every day. Um, and it can take them a long time to get, just like it took me a long time to get to where I'm at. Um, and if this is how I see it, if my experience and how I learned to deal with it can help somebody else in the same situation, I am doing my job.
100%. And let's be honest. I mean, yeah. I mean, Pam, you've seen my videos. I love to be entertaining. I love to be fun and put a smile on
Yeah.
people's face. But the main reason that I do what I do in this field is for that right there.
Yeah.
If I can help a family, if I can help a spirit, if I can help one person,
Yeah.
I'm doing my damn job.
Right.
And that's what makes it worth it. And that's what I love doing these shows, because you never know. You never know who's watching you.
And to be honest, that's why I do free cards, because you're always um, going to have someone looking for an answer or clarification. And if you can give them that, or at least make them stop and think about what they've been experiencing, maybe it was a message. Um, and I always say that dreams are messages, all those things are messages.
Yep.
But I have learned one thing in counseling that I have been passing on to others that I've been talking to. Um, and if someone, what I'm so grateful for is if someone has someone that passes away, they call me, and I couldn't be more grateful.
Yeah.
But here's something that can help somebody. If you're dealing with a death and you just cannot learn how to deal with it, you're having problems, write a letter, even if you have to do it every day. Tell that person what you're thinking, what you're feeling, because when you write things down, that's why we have a throat chakra, because that is our expressions and that is our voice. So if you write this letter down, whether you're mad, angry, or grateful, anything, write that letter to that person and how you're feeling that day. Seal it in an envelope, put it away where no one can get it. Do it every day, twice a day, once a week, whatever you want to do. And in about 5 years, when you think that you're better, go back and read those, because there's probably going to be a message that helped you get through it.
100%.
And so if it's not a journal, writing letters to those people and sealing the envelope, not opening them until you have grown,
Mhm.
or whenever you feel that you need to, go back and open those, because each one of those letters is going to have something in it and they will all connect a message.
100%.
Yes.
100%. Joanne said that you're not alone. She lost her daughter and husband back to back, had to take both off of life support. Sorry to hear, Joanne. Much love
Yeah.
to you.
My condolence. Much love to you all.
We grieve more the dates they left to another realm. Yeah. And you know what's funny, Joanne? I've done that. I really have. And I think some people, if you followed my show, you've seen it. You've seen that fake smile that I've had.
Yeah.
The 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 problem with the fake smile is that is more recognizable than a legit smile. And what I
Yeah.
mean by that is people know. People know when you're hurting. And to
Right.
be honest, a fake smile, you're lying to yourself. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. So please, folks, don't misunderstand me. What I mean is show your emotions. If you're upset, be upset. If you're
Mm-hmm.
happy, be happy. Know
Yeah.
that you are not going through whatever you're going through by yourself. There is a whole list of people in our community that will be here for you.
Yeah.
And again,
Because when these things happen, it's not just the emotions of missing them, being angry that they're gone, all those things. These things cause us to think of other things. And that's where your mental health, your depression, all those things come in. And anytime you feel that way, you should know that you can reach out, because um, when you don't reach out, that's when you're, being a danger to yourself, and your loved one doesn't want that. Um, and even if something happened to them in that aspect, I'm sure I have heard through Spirit Box before, regret, regret, regret. And so when people ask, is there really life after death? There's no question in my mind.
mhm.
None at all. None at
And
all.
here's something else to try too. If you don't know what to do or don't know what to say, when a loved one, friend or family passes, switch roles. And what I mean it don't literally, but mentally. If
Right.
it were you, if you were the one that has passed on, how would you want your family to react? How do you want your friends to react? Me, I've already stated to the Wicked Queen, and I've stated to some people. I think Raymond was even a part of this too. If you guys are able to come to my funeral, understand one thing: nobody's wearing black. That's number one. Number two, it's going to be a party. I
Yeah.
want a party. I want a celebration. I want people drunk. I want bad decisions made. I want prom night type, atmosphere. That's what I want. Why? Because that's the way I want you all to celebrate life.
Right.
So
And that's how I look at spirit. That's what they want. Not
yeah,
just acknowledgement, but they want you to celebrate the life and the opportunity of all the time that you were able to have with them. So, um, it's, um, it is a very touchy subject for a lot. I, I've been helping someone whose husband passed away just recently, and um, I don't know what it's like to lose a spouse, but I believe that no matter what the connection is, the loss is there, and you're still going to have all the same emotions,
absolutely, absolutely. And I would joke around with Brian John Laverty about this. I've got a list. I've got a laundry list of people that are going to be hearing from me after I leave this existence. And, some are higher up on that list than others. And, well, Joanne, I wouldn't count that too much. He may not. I don't know. If someone, bonus points if someone dresses up as the Grim Reaper, that'll be great. But, you know, every day, you're setting yourself up. You're setting yourself and your community up for the rest of your lives.
Right.
And the way I've always described, when it's someone's time, because that's a question I've been asked a lot in this field. Why? Why does this stuff happen?
Mm-hmm.
I have a fruit fly that is just attacking my face right now. He's gonna find out here in a second. But but I get asked why. Why is it, why do good people always go? Why
Yeah.
why does it always happen? Well, two reasons. Number one, you remember the song. I know you do, Pam. Only the
Yeah.
Good Die Young.
Yeah.
Great song, by the way. But the way I think of it is like the lottery. When we wake up in the morning, we are playing the lottery every day. If you play the lottery and you play the same numbers every single day, eventually your number will get called. And there is not a thing you can do to stop it. There is nothing you can do to change it. Life is the exact same way. You are playing that lottery. And you know what? When your number gets called, nothing you can do.
Right.
It's a part of life. We live to die. As grim as that sounds, folks, that is the way it is. Why? Because this is not the end. Our journey does not end in this physical body.
Right. Right. And the other thing I wanted to say is when someone passes, no matter what age, I recently have been helping someone who lost a 9-month-old baby. But she has to keep going. She's a single mom. She's got 3 more kids. Just think about, I can't even, well, I don't, it's hard to fathom what other people are going through. But to be able to keep that straight face, get a nursing license, get a job, and to take care of your family, he would not want anything less. He would want to see his siblings thrive and his mother to thrive. And we need to remember those things. We need to remember, what would we want them to do if it was us?
100%.
Just like you said, celebrate. And their life should be celebrated every day. And sometimes it's going to make you cry, and sometimes it's going to make you laugh. Whatever it is, just let it flow, because it will help you grow.
And it's okay.
Right.
That is the main thing. It is okay. It is okay to show your emotion. If you're sad about it, show you're sad.
Yep.
If you're happy, show it.
Yep.
And again, this is not the end. I promise you that it is not the end. You will be amazed when you start understanding and start researching, and even more importantly, paying attention to your environment. And what I mean is, in my 18 years of doing this, the trend is this: within about 2 weeks of somebody's passing, something will happen, whether it's small or huge. Something will happen that will remind you of that individual. It could be a song, it could be a smell, it could be a sight, it could be feeling them embracing you or touch, something. Something will happen that you will connect with that individual within about a 2-week period. Embrace it. Acknowledge it. Do not ignore it. Whether you're in the paranormal field or not, you believe in the paranormal or not, embrace it. I am telling you. Too many times have I gone to homes and for an investigation, come to find out it's a family member or a friend that has passed, and all they're trying to say is let go. It is fine. I am okay. When we ignore it, we are causing more stress on those spirits.
Yeah. And not only that, but ourselves.
Exactly.
On ourselves.
If I know a lot of people who say that they're Christian, which is fine, perfectly fine. They don't believe in the paranormal by any stretch of the imagination. We can talk about that on another show. But
yeah.
But I ask them, when you go to church for a special occasion, Christmas, Easter, a baptism, whatever the case may be, you go to church, you get that feeling of love, compassion. You feel that energy. The atmosphere is different. You just know you're safe. Some of you know what I'm talking about. That is the feeling you will get when your loved one, friend or family will come back. They will let you know. It may be very, very subtle, but you have to pay attention.
And I also want to say that, you mentioned that fake smile.
Yep.
When that fake smile turns into a real smile, you know you have grown. You know that you can help someone else. If there's anything that you can do to help someone else, when our daughter died that year, we went to 14 viewings, 14 in 11 months. And it was like, do I really have to go through this again? Do I still have to keep doing this? And this is something I have not said, but I'm going to say it just because. The CEO of my husband's company came, him and his wife. You had to wait in line for 2.5 hours, and I did not even know that. What when they got up there, he just could not control himself, and they went to dinner that night, and he kept asking his wife, "How can she just stand there and have a smile on her face? How is she allowed to stand up? How can she breathe?" She just all kinds of questions. And sadly enough, he took his own life because he didn't want his children to. He didn't want to go through what we went through. He didn't want to lose the child. So,
and
that was devastating to 7 days later being there for him.
It's sad. I was very sad. But you know what? I'm glad you said that because that was something I was going to touch on next. I want people to understand this, and I am a firm believer in this. Taking your own life is the most greedy and selfish thing that you can do. Reason for that is you don't have to deal with the strain, physical, financial, mental, that you leave on your loved ones. You want to talk about regret? That will be the biggest regret for the rest of existence.
Yeah.
If you feel like that is the only answer, listen very, very closely.
Right.
That is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And I'm going to say that again. It is a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Exactly.
You cannot hit restart.
No. No.
The pain you are. Oh, go ahead.
I also want to say that I don't even know how to say it, but we were entertainers every weekend. We recently got rid of our landline because it hasn't rang since our daughter passed away. And people think that you're fragile, but there's an answer to that. You're not fragile.
No.
You are just needing someone to say, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And if there's somebody you know, that's the best advice I could say, because they think you're fragile and they can't say anything. You don't even have to talk about it. Maybe they need something and maybe you can help them, but they don't even need to mention it.
Yep. And again, folks, the temporary problem that I mentioned, and I'm going to say it again because it's to me one of the most important things. It is a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Yes.
That word temporary is the most important thing about it, because no, it will not go away.
No.
The feeling will not go away. Will it get easier? No. I'm not gonna BS you, but you will learn to manage it and to cope with it. And
right.
And I'm glad you said that you are not fragile, because Pam's absolutely right. Everybody can get through anything you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need to do it by yourself. Down below in the banner, I do have a website scrolling. If you need it, it's there for you. But here's something you can do. Reach out to somebody. If you're going through something, do not be embarrassed. Reach out.
Right.
Anybody in these chats or come on my shows, we are here. We are here for you. Just reach out. We will listen. We will not judge you. It doesn't matter how embarrassing it is. It doesn't matter the situation. We will listen. And we will be here for you. And sometimes that's what you need. You just need to let it out. And if you feel like you can't do that, reach out to somebody, a certified professional therapist. Right. And I know a lot of people think therapy and I'm not crazy. I've been to therapy. I've done grief counseling. I've been through it. I've been to anger management. I've been to couples counseling. You name it, I've been to it.
Me too.
Why? Because I learned different tips and tricks and tools to use to make life a little easier, to put a different spin on my thought process. And it's not because I was messed up. It's because I was ignorant, or I didn't have the knowledge to deal with these situations.
And not only that, but I think that people need to accept the fact that someone can help them. A lot of people don't want to accept the fact that a lot of people are like, nobody can help me. I'm just worthless, or whatever the situation was be. That's totally wrong. I was in counseling for 9 years, and I suggest everyone go to counseling, whether you think you need it or not.
Yeah.
Even if it's couples counseling, you will learn something from it.
Well, the Wicked Queen and I need a referee. That's what we need. But that's for neither here nor there. But the fact of the matter is, folks, is we hope that this video has really helped somebody, even one person. We've done our job. Please share this video out, not for the views, not for any of that bullshit, for the fact that you never know who may need to hear these words. Or
you may know someone that's going through something that needs something, and you don't know how to help them. Share the video.
Absolutely. And it's not just my video, but I know Victor Santiago from the Don Vic Show, he spoke about overcoming obstacles. And him and I are going to get on, and we're going to talk about some things, even some things that most people don't know about me. But you are not alone. The holidays are tough when you lose somebody. I will not bull that one. But I wanted to come on here again and maybe offer up some ideas and some tricks and tips. And I'm glad that Pam came up as well, because, these little things, even as little as it may be, will help you. It will help you through what you're going through. And it might even bring back some memories and thoughts that you never knew existed.
Right.
You never know. So But I have to get going. I got to actually,
Oh.
I had to go to my daughter's appointment, counseling, actually, of all things. But anyway, folks, you will be seeing more of the consultant tonight. There's more. Yeah, I'm sorry. Minnesota Spirit Hunters have me on their show tonight. I will be representing Pennsylvania in their journey around the 50 states. So head on over to Minnesota Spirit Cast. Check them out. I will share it on my profile, my personal profile. You'll be able to see it there. And then at 7:30, I will be doing my Christmas special, the Paraverse Christmas special. I'm going to have some guests coming on that should be a lot of fun. And at 9 p.m., Raymond Newsom and I will be airing episode 3, because some reason y'all will like it, of What the Paranormal. I'm so sorry for whatever is going to be said. We've got a couple of newbies coming on, and I'm excited for this. So again, Pam, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you were able to. And
Thanks
love
for
the
having me on such short notice. Sorry for all the noise. I have a 2-year-old here.
You said you were entertaining, so there you go. You're entertaining.
I'm entertaining.
So, all right, everybody. I'm gonna leave a different way. I want you guys. I'm gonna leave with this. I want you all to remember that the holidays are meant for a celebration. So celebrate everything, every memory, every thought, every feeling, every experience you've had. Take it, embrace it, love it, and enjoy it. Enjoy the memories, because that is the biggest and best gift that any of your loved ones, friend or family that have moved on, can ever give you. Understand you are not alone. We love you. We care about you. And all you have to do is reach out. There's somebody here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just got to reach out. We are here. We love you all. And as always, happy awnings.